Hey guys, it's Joey Knotts, and I'm drinking at Moe's.
All right, everybody. Want to thank the sponsor today, Reaper Apparel. Want to encourage everybody to break out of the comfort zone, live their best self, which I very much support. They got great apparel, hats, shirts, beanies, hoodies, all that good shit. Be sure when you go on to reaperapparel.com, use the code DRINKIN for 10% off your order. Let's fucking go. All right, everybody, welcome. Drinking at Moe's. Big Mo here. Be sure YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, all that good shit because, helps out with the pain in the ass algorithm. We're pretty much most places you can find podcasts, Apple, Google, Spotify, Anchor, you name it. Leave a review, share, download, all that. Today, I'm excited to have with me Joey Knotts. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Oh, I can't complain. Had a pretty good weekend there at Revolver where we ran into each other and got some figures signed that I'm pretty excited about. Got Ty Valkyrie, Kushida, and Johnny Revolver. So
Nice.
Pretty good. I like getting them signed as much as possible.
Yeah.
But I don't like too much buying them signed. Like I like that story of having the figure, getting to meet the person, and that.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about.
Like people would be like asking about like certificates of authenticity, and I'm like with a Funko Pop I have of the Green Ranger when I got to meet him, and it's just like he's literally holding it after he signed it like those morphin things. I'm like, is that good enough for you?
Nice.
But anyways, first little deal I like to start off with everybody with is what got you started as a fan, and then what got you wanting to make the leap into getting into the rings. Everybody's got their own story with that.
Yeah, mine started like as early as I could remember. I've always liked wrestling. I played some sports growing up, but I've always loved wrestling. I can't really even pick a time about when I started liking it. I just knew that I always liked it. I wanted to do it I wanted to do it ever since I was a kid. It's always something I dreamed about. As I got older, I started following my dreams. I wanted to try this out. I wanted to try this out. So I did everything. Yeah. And I was finally like, you know what? I want to wrestle. So I just went and did it and put my all into it. So
that's the way you got to do stuff like that, putting your all into it, because especially I can imagine with wrestling, kind of like football, when I was playing, they'd always say, you never want to half-ass it, because when you do that and somebody comes in full on, that's when somebody gets hurt. So when both people are giving it their all, less likely to have somebody get hurt. Although, there's always those accidents that happen.
Yeah, accidents happen, but you do have to give it your all. You have to be passionate about it in order to do it,
Oh, yeah. And I mean, if you're not passionate about it, then why the hell are you doing it,
Exactly, yeah. I'm trusting my life in your hands. So I be passionate about it.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I can only imagine even more so with some of the more extreme aspects of it that, I mean, you've been involved in, going with death matches. I mean, you got to be passionate about death matches to want to be involved in them, because that stuff gets insane.
Oh yeah, that takes a lot of heart, dedication. You know, you have to love it. You have to love it in order to do it.
Oh yeah, totally. And death matches has been kind of an evolving thing in a way, because it went from being kind of the backyard people talking shit about it to now you're seeing it on national scales with like GCW, now XPW coming back, and they're doing their thing with it, and it's all over IWTV and so on.
Yep.
And bit of a boom when it comes to death matches. Great Dane wanting to drink out of the sink. Like, I told my wife when we got her that sooner or later we're gonna have to worry about her drinking out of the sink, and she's getting there. But going back to it, what's it like being in the deathmatch community, for a lack of a better way to put it, during what I and probably a lot of people consider a bit of a boom period for the genre? Because, like I said, it used to be kind of the redheaded stepchild of professional wrestling, and it's still, people, like a lot of genres in wrestling, has its detractors, but it's becoming way more accepted than where it used to be.
Yeah, I think one of those reasons is because the people who are actually doing death matches are trained to wrestle. So it's not just the backyarders who are out there just trying to kill each other. It's actual people who wrestle. And they're just incorporating the weapons into that. And I mean, like, you had ECW back in the day. Like, everybody loves that. Everybody loves the violence.
Oh yeah.
Like, even any sport you go to, like even NASCAR, people love the crashes. People love the violence. So even when you bring like a hardcore match into a normal show, the pop is crazy for it. Oh, everybody loves it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, got my lighting a little better there, I was noticing. But exactly, you're seeing it in those scales. And good Lord, the going from the people that are actually being actual trained wrestlers. I mean, I mentioned it to you on Saturday. Some of the big names that I've been able to talk to have all kind of brought that up, that it's not just anymore people just like, you have a light tube, I have a light tube, bam, let's just randomly start hitting each other with shit. You are telling the stories that a regular match would have, just built around all that stuff.
Yeah.
And getting all that stuff used, that you're having a lot more people starting to be like, having it be more accepted, and not just the garbage wrestling. Like, I mean, there's still people that refer to it as that, but they're more still thinking of it as from the roots of where it kind of was, at least here in the States, with the backyard stuff.
Yeah, it has evolved. Everybody, like, majority of the people they're all trained. You won't even get booked if you're not even trained. Like, you have to be trained, you have to know what you're doing. You could get hurt very easily doing this, so you have to know what you're doing. So everybody's trained more than the normal wrestlers, because we have to learn how to hit people, how to without injuring them, stuff like that. So there's a lot of training, and I think that's one of the reasons it has evolved so much, is because everybody's trained now. We could go out there and give you any kind of match. You want a technical match, you want like anything you guys want. We just add doors, light tubes, trash cans, because people like that stuff. I like that stuff. That's what I loved in wrestling.
Oh yeah, no, you get that little bit of extra intensity through all that stuff that, I mean, you still get from regular technical matches, but there's just that little bit extra in there when you throw in the doors, the light tubes and stuff. And also we go back to being trained. Even with being trained, there's still those, like we said, accidents happen. Like a guy we're both familiar with, the Carver. He was supposed to be in a match against a good friend of mine, Bogat, here in Omaha in a no rope barbed wire match. But the night before, at a mid-death pro show, had a pretty scary injury that caused them to have to kind of switch things up here in Omaha. They still did the no rope barbed wire match, but I'm glad Carver's doing okay now, though.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, that was a scary incident that happened, but he pushed through, went to the hospital, made sure everything was okay before he came back out to the ring. But accidents do happen, they're unpredictable. But I mean, that's with anything. You could have an accident walking out of your house,
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, no, that is true. I mean, heck, I was entering in the other side of my neighborhood here back a few months ago, probably October-ish, September, October. And, light turned green. I went. Before I know it, somebody just rams, like I'm almost through the intersection, but somebody just rams and T-bones me and spins me like all the way around.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, little accidents happen pretty much everywhere, but, I still somewhat feeling it, but I'm good. Carver's good. He's up, walking around, getting back out there, doing some crazy shit. I mean, I've been front row for many a Carver match, sitting right at the entrance, and that's a unique character there. When you see that Carver walking towards you, it's kind of one of those. I know this is a character, but holy shit!
Oh yeah, it is. It's something to see. It is insane. And he's such a great wrestler too. Like,
totally.
He's amazing.
Oh yeah, and I mean, him being the guy there behind mid-death pro, they had a good thing starting out there in Iowa, ventured out to Vegas not too long ago. Yep. And here, as of recording, I'm not sure if I'm getting this out before this show. Later this month, they will actually be having their debut show here in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm excited about that one.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a great show. I am super excited about it. I love going to Omaha, so it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a crazy lineup too. Like, I'm facing Ricky Noren, so that's a great match. You're going to have Tony Garrix on the card.
Former guest of mine.
Yeah, Carver's on the card. Like, it's going to be a great lineup. If anybody's watching this, you're in Omaha, March 25th, you guys need to check that out.
Oh, most definitely. I know I'm pretty excited about it. And, for people that get to watch the YouTube version of this, you might notice some stuff behind him, my guest here, some nice little, at least part of a collection, I'm assuming, of wrestling figures. I've been kind of dabbling in it myself. I'm not to the level of, let's say, the major pod guys with, the stuff that they do, but I got a little nice collection. My wife for Valentine's Day got me the Ultimate Edition Ultimate Warrior and the Brock Lesnar with the 2 belts.
Nice.
So I'm excited. I have with me here, I mentioned meeting the Green Ranger. I got my signed Funko Pop, my only signed Funko Pop. Another I mentioned being at Revolver, signed Taya Valkyrie, that one of my personal favorites. And then the last Revolver show before the one we ran into, I had to wait a good amount of time after the show for this, but I got it. Keith Lee.
Nice.
Loved it. I loved being at that show, getting to meet him. It was awesome. I got many more.
He's one of my favorites. I absolutely love him.
Oh yeah. I mean, even now with him coming back, I don't know. It was kind of different the first time I saw it when he popped up there on what was it, Dynamite or Rampage, where he had the gray hair. But then I listened to a podcast interview with him with I'm wanting to say the Grapsody guys on Fightful. And I'm like, okay, I get it. You know, not letting little limitations like having some gray hair stop you from being yourself. And kind of what led him to getting into AEW after leaving WWE, because they were wanting to kind of change him around, losing weight and stuff. And while he had mentioned, you know, doing it for your health is one thing, but if you're gonna do it and lose a bit of yourself, then nah. Which I fully support stuff like that, because, you know, you want to always live your best self, your happiest self, but don't sacrifice, you know, being you for anybody.
Yeah, it's all about being yourself, you know.
Oh yeah. What would you say out of some of your figures, or some of your favorites? Because I saw you walking out Saturday with a pretty nice one. You got any other favorites of yours?
Oh man, yeah. Let me grab some. Hold on. I got So I actually just bought these before I went to Revolver.
Okay.
So I got a Disco Inferno.
Okay.
Action figure with the disco ball in there.
Oh. That's different. You don't see
Rick Rude.
Rick Rude. All right.
See, and I also got one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Oh, Cactus Jack. All right.
Yeah, but I actually have a whole wrestling room. So this room that I'm in now is where like wrestlers will stay. Like this is like a guest bedroom. Yeah. So whenever wrestlers need a place to crash, they're always more than welcome here. I could show you around it a little bit. I think you'll dig it.
Okay.
Let me pull it around. So I got my Kira flag over here.
Ooh, I dig him. I dig Akira there.
Yeah, he's awesome. And then I got like a little pin board that I just started, so I'm working on that. I got some of the pins. I got some action figures over here. Turnbuckle pad, a poster. I got it when I met Sergeant Slaughter a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
And then I got some of the shows that I've been on. And then as my collection starts here, and then it goes all the way down around here. Then I got a whole little like dresser just filled with all different wrestling stuff. I just picked this guy up too, John Moxley.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yep. So I got that. I got, a bunch of stuff over here. And then if we go over here, I got a wall of autographs. Super Click, Britt Baker, Billy Starks. All these guys. I try and pick one up at every show I go to. And then I
Hey,
got little Funkos over here.
nice.
Yeah, those are some of my Funkos. I got a Dan Housen piece, a Ric
Nice.
Flair skateboard, and then some of my Wrestle Revolver posters are over here. And then I have a depressed Undertaker.
I've started to get some posters from some of the shows I've been to myself, with the two from Revolver I'm pretty proud of, with signed by most of the people on the card. Got a Warrior Wrestling from when they were in St. Louis, rather proud of. Been actually featured on some of their pay-per-view pre-shows that pretty excited about.
Nice.
What would you say, like, have you picked up any items that you would say holy grail items? Like, you're like, when you saw it, you're like, oh man, I gotta have that. I've always wanted that.
Huh. Let me think here. I don't know. Like every time I see something, like when I go somewhere, I'm like, I need to have this. So it's
Yeah.
hard to pick just one holy grail item.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, anything I got signed by people, because
Okay.
that has more sentimental value because I got it signed by them. I met them. Like
Oh,
there's a story to it. It's
yeah.
not like, oh, I walked in Walmart and found, this thing and I had to have it.
Yeah. No,
So I can just replace those. So
oh yeah, no, I'm with you there. I'll give me 1 second. My dog wanting inside here. But I was gonna say, I agree with having the cool stories behind meeting some of the guys, like, oh, my one with Keith Lee, having to wait outside out back of the Revolver show, the Tales from the Ring show, and getting to finally meet him. How the Rich Swann one that I got signed, I love telling about that, and one other one with I had all but given up. I'm like, damn it, they weren't out for the meet and greet, and like, damn it, the three people I had to get figures signed, they weren't there. And then at the end of the show, I turn around and he's like a couple feet behind me. I'm like, oh shit, okay. And then basically another one I'd all but given up, walking back to my car, and there's Swerve filming a promo in the parking lot. I'm like, I might wait here a minute.
right.
So I got that one signed. And like you said, little stories like that you're like, you look when you have them displayed, and you're like, I remember the story behind that one.
Yeah.
Little stuff like that. And getting the Green Ranger one signed. It was something my friend that invited me, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have that. I'm just gonna buy it because I know they're gonna be marking them up like crazy the day of. And then I don't think anybody could have imagined what ended up happening with him, but just knowing that you got to meet the guy before that happened was just something pretty special, that even some people that I know that are even bigger fans than I was that didn't get to meet him, like, oh damn, I'm so jealous of that. And the little stuff like that you get behind not just buying something that's already signed. You'd miss out on those stories. Although, like, you had that Blood and Guts figure, the Dustin Rhodes with Cody there. That one right there, already signed, but you get, hard to pass up, and you get the little bit of an excuse to be like, you know what? If I get the chance to actually meet Cody, then I'm remembering to bring this along.
Oh yeah, it gives me an excuse to go do something I wouldn't have done before. Like I would never go out of my way to meet Cody Rhodes, even though he's an amazing wrestler. I love him. I wouldn't go out of my way to do it. Now, if he's anywhere within 500 miles of me doing a signing, I'm gonna be like, oh well, I need to go there.
Oh yeah, nope, exactly. And I don't have too many people that I travel too far for, but that would be one. And another person that I know that I don't consider myself to get starstruck too easily, but Stone Cold Steve Austin, if I ever got to meet him, I literally don't know if I'd be able to get a word out.
Right.
I might have a figure, it literally just be like, here I, oh man. Like
I want an autograph of his beer can.
Oh,
His beer he has out.
Yeah,
I want him to sign one of those for me.
I'm literally, I have one of the American lagers left in my fridge.
Oh, no.
I'm saving it for that damn dog. I'm saving it for WrestleMania. I want one for WrestleMania that I can watch, just sit back, have that. But yes, I'm saving it to someday, hopefully I ever get to actually meet him. Maybe get one of my figures signed, because I got a couple of them, and then get that signed. Oh man, front and center in the damn collection. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Only thing that upsets me about the beer is I can't find it anywhere here in Omaha. Nowhere. I don't know if it's sold anywhere. I know of one place I might be able to convince them to, but I think the closest place to me is maybe Kansas City.
Yep.
Man, Stone Cold, and I'm like, if anybody knows how to make a damn beer, is that damn guy.
Oh yeah.
Because I think they got a limited edition one going out now, but the two other ones, the IPA and the American Lager, pretty damn solid beers.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
well,
he's great. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm.
Oh, yeah, I love him. He had such an impact on wrestling, man.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Like one time, I actually got to see him live. This was dating me. The arena got torn down like a couple of years ago, but it was at a Monday Night Raw taping here in Omaha, and I believe Bret Hart was still actually in the WWE at the time, and he was literally chasing him around the arena with an axe handle, and his music hit, and I swear there's been only two acts that dogs getting a little crazy, but there's really only been two acts that have ever had me on my feet from the moment their music hit to the moment they went back through the curtain. Stone Cold Steve Austin, one of them. Legion of Doom, the other one. And I got to see them both. And yeah, I was on my feet the whole damn time.
Nice.
But I have two categories that I like to kind of round things off with.
Okay.
One's a bit of a name game. I name off some people, and we talked some about death matches. So I'm like, you know what, we're gonna theme it towards death matches tonight.
Okay.
First, and you give me your thoughts on the person.
Okay.
We kind of talked a little bit like a couple days ago when I showed you some of my collection.
Yeah.
Of this guy, but John Wayne Murdoch.
I love him. He is an absolute beast. He could take a beating. Great storyteller. Absolutely love him. I'd be scared to fight him, but I would do it. I would 100% do it just to say that I can do it.
Oh yeah. No, I can imagine that would be, wrestling bucket list material for just about anybody that's a fan of wrestling in general.
Oh yeah.
Next one of my personal favorites and a guy I've actually had on the show, Alex Cologne.
Oh, dude, I love him. I love him, man. Dude, every time I'm on IWTV, I see he's on there. I have to watch it. He puts on some of the best matches. Great storyteller, great dude, super nice. I absolutely love him.
Another guy big into wrestling figure collecting, and was happy to have him on the show. And he mentioned to me that he was going to be investing in some new kick pads, so was trying to sell off the ones that he had. So I was like, I just asked him, hey, how much you want? And he's like, make me an offer. Made him an offer. Now I got signed ring-worn kick pads from Alex Cologne.
Nice.
Gonna be front and center in my damn man cave when I get that set up. I even found a picture of him online actually wearing the kick pads. So I'm like, shadow box that, get it in there with the, oh man, I have this whole idea set up.
Nice.
I'm excited.
I'm jealous.
Oh man. When he accepted the damn offer on it, I'm like, holy shit, I'm actually going to get these. But next one, another man that I have had on the show, a guy that it would be hard to argue him being on just about anybody's Mount Rushmore at deathmatch wrestling, Madman Pondo.
I have to bow to him. He is a legend. I hope one day to get into a ring with him. I have so much I want to talk to him about. Like, he's been in the business for so long. He is a legend. Everybody knows him with his bat and his I love him. Absolutely the best. Yep.
When I had him on, he was kind of trying to downplay the whole deathmatch legend, as I called him during my little intro. But I'm like, dude, when people think of not just current day deathmatch wrestling, but like all time deathmatch wrestling, like Mount Rushmores, I was like, dude, you're on that for just about everybody.
Oh yeah.
It would be hard to not put you on that. So I'm like, dude, we're not worthy. No, totally. And getting to have him on was another one of those, along with Alex Cologne, that I was just like, when they confirmed that they do it, I'm like, holy shit. Like, I'm a little over a year now into this, and those two were two that I'm like, holy shit, if I ever actually got to, man. And to actually get to say that I had them both on in my first year doing it, I'm like, oh my God.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah. No, the highlights of that first year.
You can only go up from here.
Oh, yep. No, most definitely. And speaking of going up from there, another guy that definitely current day and all-time deathmatch legend. There's a reason, and another guy that I would love to have on the show, but I know it might be a bit of a reach right now because he's just about everywhere. There's a reason they call him the king, the god of this shit, Nick fucking Gage.
Oh man, he is one of the craziest people. I love him. I absolutely love him. And I remember I watched his stuff from when he's way back in like CZW, and oh man, he is like my dream match. So even I went to a Bully Ray seminar, and they were like, you have to cut promos on like, who do you want to wrestle? I was like, Nick Gage. That is my dream match. I would retire after that. There could be nothing bigger than that at this current time.
Oh yeah. No, I would definitely say it would be hard to beat that, especially, wrestling in general, not just death matches, to be able to say that, you got to be in the ring with the king of this shit.
Yeah.
Man. And, him, speaking of him, good Lord, bit of a redemption story there with battling from where he was with all the, being in jail and all the legal troubles to now a complete turnaround, having the success that he is having. And good Lord, you watch one of his matches, and I know you know what I'm talking about. When that music hits, the damn mosh pit that ensues.
Oh yeah,
man, I have said this on a national scale with AEW, with when Judas starts playing and you see the people singing along and just having a blast. You see a Nick Gage entrance, just the damn entrance.
Nothing compares to it.
Man, you can't help but think, damn it, I want to be there.
Yep. Oh yeah. It is wild, man. And then right when you Nick fucking Gage all fucking day. Oh man.
Oh man. I can't wait. Hopefully someday I'm getting to be in there in that mosh pit of people. Oh. Holy shit. No, man, I'm getting pumped just talking about it, really.
Oh yeah, and he's still kicking ass. He's been doing this how long, and he's still out there like
totally. And we'll go into one little bit here before the next category, but speaking of stuff that if those that were there or those that watched on Fight at the Revolver show, Masha Slamovich on the screen challenging Sami Callihan there to a death match. And not that long ago, she popped up at a GCW show, challenging Nick fucking Gage. Holy shit, 2 damn death matches that, damn it, I gotta see that shit.
Yep. She is living my dream.
No, and the dream of a lot of wrestlers out there now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she deserves it, man. She is great.
Oh yeah, totally. She is putting in all the hard work, putting in all the preparation, and if there's somebody out there that's deserving what she's getting right now, it is Masha Slamovich.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Totally. Well, last category I have, bit of random questions. Some might be wrestling related, some might not be. Okay. You give me the first thoughts that pop into your head to answer.
Okay.
First one of the only ones that I actually always have in this category. Craziest in-match moment.
It was probably my last match with Bo. He gave me a gusset plate through the top of my head so hard that I got nauseous.
Oh damn.
That was a big oh shit moment. I've never had that happen. I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, there were plenty of those in that those types of moments in that no rope barbed wire match with him that I was front row there, and yeah, there was plenty of those. I know for me, one of the craziest moments I've ever witnessed was actually at Revolver at the Tales from the Ring show, and it was Jake Christ versus Joel Bateman in the death match, in what I consider the first legit death match that I ever seen. Because a lot of promotions out there, they'll have a death match on the card, but it'll kind of be the standard hardcore rules match, not really what you think of when you think of a death match. But holy crap. The way it ended with the 4 chairs and bridging the glass on there, and then Bobby comes in with the damn lighter fluid and lights the glass on fire. My jaw was on the damn floor.
Oh yeah.
Now that was hands down craziest damn thing in a wrestling match I've ever been there live to witness.
Oh, yeah, they get nuts. I love Revolver, man. They put on such a good show.
Oh yeah, totally. And Jake Chris proving this last show, this last Saturday. Trying to calm my damn dog down right now. But the match that he had with Lince Dorado and Rocky Romero, that triple threat, proving that he can go not just in the death matches.
Oh yeah, he's a great all-around wrestler.
Oh, totally no arguing there. We mentioned the weapon that was used in your craziest in-match moment for you. Mm-hmm. What would you say is a weapon you would like to avoid being used in a match if you had the choice? Because sometimes you don't really have the choice, I can imagine.
A Kenzin or a Kenza, I think they're called. They're like these circle things with like these long nails coming out of it.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yep. And in order to get them out, you have to use like pliers and just rip that out.
Oh, yeah. Nope. I've definitely seen videos of those getting removed. And oh my God. You get a little bit queasy watching that.
Oh, yeah. Those terrify me.
Oh, man. Understandable. Holy crap. I don't know what the hell is going on with my dog over there, but I've had some interesting answers to that question because I've asked a bunch of not just deathmatch wrestlers, but wrestlers in general that question. Alex Colon ended up giving me a pretty unique answer that once we talked about it, I'm like, okay, I get it. He brought up toothpicks because it's like, you might get lucky, you get the whole damn thing out, but you break off the wrong piece and then you get it embedded in your skin, getting infected and shit, and not really knowing how the hell you're going to get the damn thing out.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
I'm not a big fan of those like skewers or toothpicks, but I would rather take those than the Kenzins.
Understandable. I mean, just the thought of having to use pliers to get the damn thing out. Yeah, I would probably much rather take something like skewers or toothpicks, I can imagine.
Oh yeah, because that's just giving you a lobotomy. I mean, like, you don't have anything there. It's just skull.
No, yeah. You get oh, damn dogs. You get the areas like that, like on the head. That's why a lot of people, when they, with tattoos, like what I got, a lot of people I hear, they try to get somewhere where there's like a little meat on you, so you got a little bit of cushion. You get something, I can imagine, on the head, especially. You get the needle going in there, and it's just there's nothing but bone there.
Yep.
Like I still, to this day, speaking of wrestlers and tattoos, I still don't know how the hell Bam Bam Bigelow ever got how he sat to get all that, the flame tattoos on his head.
Oh yeah. Head tattoos suck. So I got 2 of them, and they were very uncomfortable.
I can only imagine. Speaking of, I've been getting a little distracted here by my dogs. What would you say, dog or cat person?
Cat. I have 4 cats. One of the cats that I have. So I used to have dogs growing up. So my one friend asked me to watch her cats for her, that she was going out of the country on vacation. And I was at a really bad time in my life. I watched the cats, and then she ended up giving the cat to me. and that cat saved my life, like 100%. So ever since then, I've always been a cat person because I know what she did for me, and she's still here today.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
know when I met my wife, she only had the 2 cats. Now we got 3 cats and now 2 dogs. We had a dog pass away recently.
Oh, I'm
but
sorry.
yeah, it was a hard one. But you know, the 3rd cat, there's a story behind that I love telling, and I love giving my wife shit about it. And she brought up thinking about wanting to get another cat. And I was like, man, no. We got the 2, we got the dogs, and I was working evenings at the time. And I come home and we have this, there's one of our spare bedrooms overlooks the driveway, and the light was on. And I see a cat in the window. I'm like, why the hell is the light on in there? And like, what is she shut one of the cats in there? And I get over there, and there's this, I'm like, that cat's a little fluffier than the other 2. And I go inside, I don't even have a foot on the stairs to go upstairs. And my wife flips on the light and she's like, babe. I'm like, you got another cat, didn't you? And she just starts laughing. And now that cat loves the hell out of me for some reason. Like, I'll be laying down and he'll just come up, start using my beard as a pillow. I'm like, well, hello. So yeah, like I consider myself more of a dog person, but I got nothing against cats because, like I said, I got the one that's off to my left here right now actually just loves the shit out of me. So I can't be mad at cats either.
Yeah, and I love all animals, but like the cats just have a special meaning to me because it did pretty much save my life.
Oh, so. Hey, no, nothing like that. I know I have kind of the same thing with dogs, so I can understand that.
Yeah.
Next up, category, well, the question that the title of the show, Drinking at Mo's. So I figured I need a question in here. Favorite drink, alcoholic, non, one of both. I figure I leave it a little open. So like in case I have somebody that, doesn't drink for whatever reason.
So my favorite non-alcoholic, we'll start with that, Red Bull. Sugar-free Red Bull. I'm addicted to those. I drink like 4 of them a day. Don't know why, but I do. If I'm looking to get drunk pretty quickly, I prefer the whiskeys. Wild Turkey and Jameson are my 2 favorites for that. For beer, I love the PBRs, but I've also been digging these new monsters.
Ooh.
The alcoholic monsters.
Huh. I've seen those around.
Oh, they're great. They taste just like the energy drinks.
Huh.
They're amazing.
I remember the first time I saw an alcoholic energy drink, and I'm like, that's just what we need, a bunch of energetic drunks.
Right?
You think of people with drunks being a little slower, but then you get them hyped up on some caffeine in there too. It's like, oh shit.
Like back in the day when they had the Sparks.
Oh yeah.
And then when they put the caffeine, like the Four Locos.
Yeah, no, yeah. For myself, I know I'm more of a beer guy. I call myself an equal opportunity beer drinker, but I have my favorites. I own a Big Wave, one of my absolute favorites, and then one that's a little more accessible to more people, Coors Banquet. Love that damn beer. And then obviously we were talking about Stone Cold's beers. Yeah. They're right up there, but for not being as accessible to me right now, I more often stick with the other 2 because for obvious reasons, like I can actually go to the store and get them.
Right. I haven't had the first one you mentioned, the Big Wave.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite. I got hooked on it in the Navy. Like I got to go down to Hawaii a couple times, and it's a Hawaiian thing. But then I started seeing, when I got back home, I started seeing it in grocery stores and Walmart and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God. And I get that more often than I don't when I go to a store for beer.
I'm gonna have to look for that and try it. Let you know how it is when I see you at mid-desk.
No, yeah, no, most definitely. Last but not least, another question I like to answer. I like to get the answer from with everybody. Best advice for anybody wanting to get into wrestling?
Just do it. If that's what you want to do it. Do your research on schools. That's the most important thing. Make sure the school is going to fit what you're trying to accomplish. Cheaper is not always better.
Yeah.
100% is not better. I guarantee you the cheaper schools are they're just a mill. They just want your money. They're going to get you in, show you how to do a few things, kick you out. Oh, look, you're a wrestler now. And then you're going to go out and get hurt.
Yeah. No.
Do your research on your schools. See who teaches there. Do your research on them. Make sure it's not some schmo off the street.
No, yeah.
Make sure you do your research. That's the biggest thing that I had, because I had that issue as well. So that's the best advice you could get, is do your research. It may cost more money, but I promise you it is 100% worth it in the long run.
Oh, totally. And, you bring up, being trained at a reputable school. It's not like it was back, dating me again, back when I was, just graduating high school back in 2002, where the schools were a little bit more spread out. You definitely had to travel a bit if you wanted to go to one of the reputable ones. But now it seems like no matter what part of the country you live in, West Coast, East Coast, Midwest especially, if you go looking, maybe you might have to travel a couple hours, but there's reputable schools within a couple hours of you just about anywhere in the country. You go out west with, some people that I have history with from my time being stationed out there, the Santino Brothers Academy. You got another legend in indie wrestling, B-Boy, with his school Level Up down there in Southern California. You got Black and Brave Academy out here Midwest. You got the SATs running their stuff out there on the East Coast. All over the place. You can find a reputable school. So if you really want to do it, it shouldn't be too hard to really find a reputable school.
No, and you can't use distance as an excuse, because all you're doing with wrestling is traveling.
That is the other thing there.
So that's just like that. Consider the driving distance to the school part of your training, because that's pretty much what I do. Like this weekend, like I'm wrestling in Illinois outside of Chicago. Then I'm going to Detroit. Then I'm going to Indiana the following day. Then I'm coming back to Kansas City the following day. Sleep at home for a couple nights, then back out to another show. It's the biggest part of traveling, so you can't use that as an excuse.
That is very true. I mean, I hadn't really thought of it like that, but you make a good point, because once you're actually out there and making the towns, doing the shows, you're not gonna be getting booked multiple times a month in your one little spot. You're gonna have to do some traveling. So what more perfect way of getting experience and getting used to that aspect of it by having to drive a couple hours to go to your school.
Yep. And another piece of advice too that helped me out a lot if somebody likes a company, say you like, I don't know, like Mid-Death or, another company out in like Chicago or Ohio or somewhere, make the trip, go to the shows, introduce yourself, help with ring setup, whatever you need. That is the best advice. That will get your foot into the door with companies. It'll show that you're motivated, you're willing to make the drive out there, and they're willing to take a chance on you. And if you
No.
did go to a good school, like what my first suggestion was, then you'll be fine.
Oh yeah. No, I remember I had Merritt Brave, the Brave of Black and Brave Academy on, and we brought up that, people, especially coming from a school like that with the reputation that they have, you go to a show, you help set up, and then you start talking, you let them know that, hey, I was trained Black and Brave Academy. They're like, really? I think we'll find something for you. You have those schools out there that, you let them know you came from there. It's definitely going to be hard for them to not want to use you.
Oh yeah, you have freelance, you got Nightmare Factory as well. You got the Dudley Boys schools. They have one in Connecticut. Like, there are great schools on the West Coast. Rikishi has one too. The Santiago brothers is phenomenal.
Oh yeah. No, Rikishi, and I know Santino brothers, I actually got introduced to them through the promotion that ran the first ever independent wrestling shows I ever went to, because they'd have little spot things here and there. Like, I know here in Omaha, Magnum, they used to do West Coast spot stuff, that they would have stuff there. Santino brothers a little bit closer to them, but they'd have stuff where they do like the promotion, not the Indiana one, but they were also known as New Wave before they shut down. They would have New Wave versus Santino's matches. So very familiar with Santino's. Nothing but good things out of that school.
Oh yeah.
But that is about all I have. But
okay,
where can people find you social media wise? So if they don't have their eyes on you, they can go ahead and get them there.
Twitter, Joey Knots, JoeyKnots. Instagram is Joey Knots 666. Facebook is just Joey Knots. Shoot me a friend's request. I'm on YouTube too. You can follow all the Mid-Death platforms as well. Mid-Death Pro on pretty much everything: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Definitely, we'll get all that in the descriptions of the YouTube and the audio versions. Okay. But definitely, thank you for taking the time to talk to me tonight.
Thank you.
Looking like my dogs are getting a little hungry, so I'm going to get them taken care of here.
Sounds good.
Again, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me tonight. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Can't wait to be back.